Hello and good morning. Welcome to our third class of Learning Basic English. In this course, we are primarily focusing on our communication skills along with some basics of grammar, sentence structures, pronunciation, and enhancing our vocabulary. As is the custom for the start of our class, we are going to start with speaking practice. Speaking is the most important part of communication. If you know a language, you need to practice that language in speaking. If you're good at speaking, the language is fluent, you are successful in your life. So let's start with speaking practice. For speaking practice, our today's topic is my beloved homeland, Pakistan. The aim is to speak for 3 minutes straight with fluency about Pakistan. You know a lot of things about Pakistan. What's the full name of Pakistan? Islamic Republic of Pakistan. You can start with that. You can add how many provinces are there, what type of land features are there in Pakistan, and what type of land is there, what type of fruits grow there, what is the national game of Pakistan, what is the national animal of Pakistan, the national bird, the national food, whatever you know about Pakistan, the aim of speaking should be fluency. So you have to be fluent and keep speaking for 3 minutes straight for this speaking practice. Okay, for the next section, we are going to recall what we have studied in lecture 1 and 2. So in first lecture, we studied something about subject-verb agreement. So what is subject-verb agreement? To know about it, let's go to our class 1 and visit that. In our second class, we studied about auxiliary verbs and modal verbs. To know more about auxiliary verbs and modal verbs, if you have not watched our second and third video, please go and visit those videos. Moving on to our today's class of grammar. In grammar, today we are going to learn something about passive voice in speech. Where do we use passive voice in speech? कहाँ use होती है passive voice? We use passive voice in speech for two purposes. First purpose, if the work done is more important than the subject or the doer. For example, the match was won by the team. Now, मैच का जीतना ज़्यादा अहम है ये बताने से कि टीम ने काम किया है. So we'll move the position of the match winning in the start of the sentence to highlight it. First thing was, when the work done is more important or the object is more important than the subject, then we move the positions of these. The second reason we use passive voice in speech is if you want to avoid blaming someone for something. अगर कुछ बुरा हो गया है and something you want to report but you don't want to blame someone for that, हो सकता है accidentally हो गया हो. But when you are reporting an accident or something, tell the thing first, the object first, the work done, and then who did the work. For example, एक window टूट गई है. The window was broken by Ali. If I say Ali broke the window, so Ali would think the instructor is blaming me for breaking the window. Maybe Ali se toot gayi ho. Maybe that was an accident. To show that, we would use passive voice. That was a generalized idea of what passive voice in speech is. Let's get in detail about passive voice in speech. So, a sentence structure where the focus is on the action or object, not the doer or subject. Okay, what's the sentence structure? The simple sentence structure was subject plus verb plus object. So if we have to change that subject or structure, we would move object to subject position. Subject की जगह पर object आ जाएगा. Then we will write auxiliary verbs. For example, is, am, are, was, were, has, have. Then past participle. Past participle is third form of verb. We always use third form of verb and passive voice of speech. So third form of verb followed by and then subject. Now by and subject are written in brackets. That shows that this is not the important part of sentence and you can skip this part as well. For example, the letter is written by Ali. Here the letter is object. The letter is auxiliary verb written, third form of write. So past participle, third form of verb. If we say the letter is written, खत लिखा जा चुका है, there's no need to add by Ali. If you want to skip that part, if you want to omit that part, उसको हटाना चाहते हैं, just remove it. Use third form of verb. For example, for eat, you would write eaten. For take, you would write taken. For clean, you'd write cleaned. Yes, let's practice now what we have studied. Let's practice passive voice. The simple sentences are given. Try doing these sentences by yourself. I wash the dishes. The dishes are washed by me. They play football every Sunday. The football is played by them every Sunday. Or you can write it this way as well. Every Sunday, football is played by them. The next sentence is, she waters the plants. The plants are watered by her. She को change करके हम her कर देंगे. जैसे I को change करके हमने me किया था. So, the plants are watered by her. The next sentence, the students complete the assignment. The assignment is completed by the students. Let's look at the next sentence. He drives the car. The car is driven by him. Third form of drive is driven. And he will be changed to him. The car is driven by him. Let's practice some past tense passive voice sentences from simple sentences. The first sentence says, he delivered the parcel. It will be, the parcel was delivered by him. He will be changed into him. He जब यहाँ पर जाएगा तो him बन जाएगा. Delivered, क्योंकि ये simple में भी past tense है तो इसको हम past tense ही रखेंगे. The parcel was delivered by him. The next sentence is, we watched the match. The match was watched by us. We को change करके क्या करेंगे? Us. The match was watched by us. The maid cleaned the floor. The floor was cleaned by the maid. The floor was cleaned by the maid. I closed the door. The door was closed by me. I change होके क्या बन जाएगा? Me. She helped the old man. The old man was helped by her. There was one difference between the previous slide and this slide. In the previous slide, all the sentences were in present tense. Present tense में s या es के साथ indefinite sentences थे. उनमें हमने is, am, are लगाया था. इस slide में हर sentence में verb itself past tense का use हुआ है. Delivered, watched, cleaned, closed, helped. So इन सब verbs से हमें पता चल रहा है कि ये sentence itself past tense के हैं. तो past tense के जब sentences आएंगे तो हम कौन सा auxiliary verb लगाएंगे? Was या were. जैसे हमने इसमें लगाया, the parcel was delivered by him. Okay, moving on to our next section of today's class, that's pronunciation practice. Let's practice some more words today. The first word for today is woman. Woman. The next word is, plural of woman is women. Women. इसको women नहीं कहना, it's called women. The next word is, we actually mix up these two words. There's only a difference of single S and double S. अगर single S होगा तो वो सहरा वाला होगा. The pronunciation of that word would be desert. Desert. अगर उसमें double S use हुआ होगा तो वो मीठे के लिए यूज होगा, स्वीट डिश के लिए यूज होगा और उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? Dessert. Dessert. The next word for today is pizza. Pizza, not pizza. It's called pizza. There's a sound of T in pronunciation with double Z. जहां पर भी double Z आएगा तो sound T की हो जाएगी हल्की सी. Pizza. The next word for today is, we often mispronounce this word. This word is receipt. 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 There's P in the spelling, but the P is silent in pronunciation. So it will be pronounced as receipt. The next word is menu. The next word is menu. Moving on to the next section of today's class, that's learning the idiom of the day. In the first class, we studied something about call it a day. In the second class, we studied about cut to the chase. If you want to learn these idioms, please visit our first and second lectures. So today's idiom is bigger fish to fry. Bigger fish to fry. Bigger fish to fry means to have more important things to do. जब आपके पास किसी काम से ज्यादा बड़ा काम होता है, जब आप कहते हैं उर्दू में कि मेरे पास और बड़े काम है करने वाले, तो वो जो बड़े काम है, in English we say it as I have bigger fish to fry. You can use it in sentences like your little problems are not worth my time. I have bigger fish to fry. तुम्हारे छोटे छोटे मसलों के लिए मेरे पास वक्त नहीं है, मेरे पास बड़े अहम काम है करने के लिए. Try using that idiom in your own sentence. This was the end of today's class. Let's call it a day.